Hello and welcome to Beyond the Hustle. I'm Alice, a certified NLP mindset and women's health coach, and I'm so beyond excited you're here. This podcast is for the human behind the success, the woman behind the business, behind the grind of building that legacy. Here we dive deep into mindset, rewiring your subconscious mind, nervous system regulation, and energetics. Basically everything that helps you feel grounded and grow sustainably. Whether you're feeling stuck, overwhelmed, burnt out, or ready to step into your next level of success and self, this podcast will give you the tools, insights, and shifts to help you move forward with clarity, calm, and conviction. So if you're ready to stop hustling from fear and finally build success that feels as good as it looks, you're in the right place. Welcome to Beyond the Hustle. Something that I also want to touch on in terms of you building your business, finding out you're pregnant, got a 1-year-old now, and really in that season is because I think, and obviously I'm not a mum yet, but I see a lot of people saying that you can't do both. You can't, be a mum, you can't do that, and you can't also grow this business that you want to have for yourself, or have that life for yourself outside of that as well. And I would love to know, what is your experience with that? What's your thought of that?
So I do think that you have a certain amount of energy, right? And I always think it is different cups. So you've maybe got your motherhood, your business and your personal life. And realistically, see, if you're pouring everything into your business, something else is going to suffer. So for me, as soon as I'm really busy with work and, there's a lot going on, the first thing that will go is my personal fitness or something like that. It's right, I won't go to the gym, I won't go a walk, I won't go to my Pilates and whatever it might be. And it's the same with family life, really. So you can do it all, but there'll be certain areas that are you're pouring more energy into, and naturally you're going to have less energy for the other parts of your life. But it's just seasons,
Yep.
You go through different phases, and yeah, it obviously makes it harder. Realistically, it makes it harder to have kids and have time to build your business and have time still for yourself. But ultimately, I think it has helped kind of push me, because now I'm oh, well, I'm doing it, obviously for myself as well, but I want to give my kids a good life. Do you know what I mean? So it's a bit of motivation, basically.
Yeah, it adds a kind of a bigger purpose behind it.
Yeah, I think burnout and just genuinely being oh my God, I'm so stressed, I've got so much on, that's it's glamorised really, as if that's the norm. But I think that's a pure Western culture thing, is just we're on the go 24/7 and your day's jam-packed, and you get almost guilty if you're not being productive.
Yeah, because I think it's them where people think that you're kind of soft, or you're lazy if you're not then grinding 100% of the time, and it's that just could never be me. That has been me, but that will never be me ever again.
No, and I think it's probably more so things you do at the beginning when you're really trying to get things off the ground, get it up and running. But then when you actually kind of realise, right, okay, this is actually doing quite well, you can kind of take your foot off the gas a wee bit. But you're always pushing it, you always want to expand and grow your business and, be the best person, but rest is a part of that.
Yeah, because I even remember when I first started coming to see you as well, of you working those longer hours, and then after a while you were I'm changing my schedule because I know that that's worked, but I'm not doing it anymore. And I was fair. Yeah, so fair.
I'm not working to 10 o'clock on a Monday night anymore.
Getting
home pure buzzing, because even though it's it's not a stressful job,
it's still energy.
It's still energy. Even if you like your job, you're still working, you're still switched on. And a lot of the time, and I love this part about my job, but a lot of the time it could be a therapy session for people, genuinely.
Yeah.
Sometimes the chats are very surface level, and it's all you're kind of getting a laugh and whatever, but sometimes it also gets quite deep, and I love that. I'm a very open book, so I like to talk, and I think people probably feel quite comfortable open up to me, which I love. But obviously it is quite, you feel tired after it. You're finishing work at 10 at night, then you're going home and you can't switch off, because I would just sit on my phone. So I'm doing everything that's basically not allowing my body to switch off.
Yeah, which is then affecting your nervous system, your sleep and everything.
Everything. A client, so one work example, she was always stressed at work, quite like a high stress job, not like promoting this, right? Like, because obviously we need a job to like make money and whatever. But she went off on the sick, like stress related.
Like she was actually stressed.
She was
like,
actually
she
stressed.
Needed that. Yeah.
Her skin cleared, like literally, and she's went back to work. And I was kind of saying, I was like, look, at the end of the day, we're adults, you know, like we have jobs, like some of us have like houses and kids and families and things like that. So you cannot eliminate stress from your life, right? How do you deal with it? Like, how do you build up like your stress resilience? How do you actually manage your stress? Are you the type of person that's just like happy to be in fight or flight all the time? Or can you be like that, right, it's not that deep, like I'm not going to worry about this or whatever. Do you know what kind of stress management practices do you put into place? The other example was one that was just in like a really toxic relationship, and again, we do end up at like a therapy session sometimes.
Yeah. So
we're kind of chatting about this, and then she basically left our partner and our skin cleared. And you see it quite often.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's all that kind of side of things.
Yeah, and I think because it's also even like when, you know, if you're always like overthinking of like, I can't eat this, I can't have this.
Yes.
And then the moment that you probably like go on holiday and you're not thinking about it is probably when it looks its best.
100%.
Right? It's the same with like any of my clients when they are like always overthinking like, oh my God, my income's going to be this, or oh my God, I'm so stressed. And it's like the moment you switch that, like you're probably going to actually be able to grow much better because you're no longer overthinking of those things and stressing for the sake of stressing.
Yeah.
How would you say then, from like a functional health kind of perspective, what actually would you say is the impact of like chronic stress and like overwhelm, like burnout on the body? Like what actually is that?
So it could present obviously in your skin, whether that be like acne, inflammation. It could be, you know, like this is a good example, like when people get kind of anxious, some people get like a kind of stress rash, you know, and that's like a direct, like you can see how closely linked like your skin is to what's going on in your brain basically.
Yeah.
Sorry, what was the question?
The question was, how does chronic stress and burnout like actually, like what are the patterns that you see when how does it affect your body?
So it could be like, you know, brain fog. I've had clients that are like, I had a client the other week, and God love her, she is like a carer for her mum, and she's really struggling now. She's like forgetting things, she's had issues with her skin, she's just generally like not taking care of herself, obviously, because she's not the main priority at that point. But she actually ended up hospitalised herself because stress. So she's ran herself into the ground that much that she had to go into hospital for a night to like get observed, basically.
And also how that's not funny that you say that, like not funny, but you know what I mean. Because I was literally having that conversation with I think like 2 people in the last few weeks who have been like, they were so anxious that they went to hospital because they thought they were having a heart attack. And like, it's like, why do you have to wait for like the absolute extreme to happen to then be like, something has to change?
Yeah.
Like that just blows my mind.
So I'm trying to like recognise when I'm kind of like leading to burnout and when I'm like getting overly stressed and being like, right, I need to like take a wee bit of time off, or I need to find more time for me. Like something's got to give. Do you know what I mean? And talking about like the kind of like heart attack, I did not have a heart attack, but I've been getting like heart palpitations, which obviously it's funny, right? Because you can give everybody like all the advice and then you're really quite bad at following it yourself sometimes. But over the past few months, like there's just been things that have happened and nothing like serious, but times where I've been not well, right? And I'm like that, oh my God, that's my lifestyle. Like my sleep's been shit, my eating has been terrible. It's like takeaways all the time. I'm not prioritising myself. I'm not exercising. I'm not having that kind of like rest and downtime, which is why I've got like a better sleep kind of routine in place. It sounds like a pure child, but that's something that I'm like, oh my God, I'm feeling so much better for that already, do you know? And I think with the full palpitations, it's just like, you know, living a life where you are quite stressed. There's nothing like major that's happened recently, but that, like everything that happens to your body is a sign to be like that, right, slow down, or you need to do this, or you need to do that. And rather than wait until like the worst case scenario happens, nip it in the bud and be like, right, we need to prioritise ourselves for a wee bit.
Yep.
And your business will still grow, do you know? Because actually you're going to be better at your job when your cup's full and you're not like low energy and you're not feeling like crap. Because I'd had to take like a wee like week here and there off, obviously, when I'd been like not well. And it's like, see, ultimately you think, right, I'll just push through it. But eventually your body's like, right, no, you're actually not well now. Like, I'm forcing you to like calm down. Do you know?
Yeah, I literally just did an episode on that before you came in, actually.
Oh, really?
On like the cost of kind of like ignoring those signs.
Yes.
Because I think a lot of people think of, and it's even the same with like, you'll probably get it with people like maybe not wanting to invest initially in like their skin, and it's like, what's the actual cost of like not doing that? And so it's like, when we think of from that burnout perspective, or like with you being like just push through, and the cost of like not actually taking that downtime is then you've then had to take like a week off,
even longer off.
Yeah, and it's like, okay, well then that's, and for people who've maybe then actually had to go into hospital, you've then like, that's actually lost you growth and like money and sales. And then for people with like, you know, their actual health and their skin health, it's like the cost of you probably investing in like something that's cheaper or something that's not actually getting to the root for them is then just prolonging the problem.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And like with kind of, you know, like your skin, right, say somebody has a skin issue, people are quick to be like, oh, like what else can I add into my routine or whatever? And I'm like, right, are we even nailing the basics here? Like, do you know what I mean? Going back to the kind of like foundational pillars. So we talk about in functional skin health, like the foundational pillars. And I mean, it relates to skin health as well as overall health. So you've got like mindset, nutrition, lifestyle, digestion and detoxification and hormones. And when you are being mindful at all of these different areas, they all link into each other. And ultimately, like, that's when your skin will improve. That's when your energy levels will improve, your mood will improve, and everything else as a result is just going to be overall better.
Yeah. Thank you so much for tuning into this episode of Beyond the Hustle podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, then please know the full episode with Rachel is linked in the show notes, where we dive deep into the beginning stages of building her 6-figure business and what functional health really looks like as a founder. And if you're ready to rebuild success from the inside out and actually remove burnout from your business and life altogether, that is exactly what we do here inside of my one-to-one coaching. You can check the link in the show notes for more information on your options, as we have a couple different packages ranging from 6-week intensives to 4 to 6 month containers, all personalized to fit your exact needs. Alternatively, you can slide into my DMs on Instagram. And as always, I will see you in the next episode.